Well, hello everyone! Welcome, Wayward Gamers, to the Emporium. I am Jay, also known as Neopet3 on the socials, or most of them anyway. Welcome to the Emporium. We are here for some Hunter Team Beta Episode 3. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Episode 3 in 1975. So if you've been following our series, you know that Episode 1 was in what, 1939? In 1963 was Episode 2. Now we're in 1975 for episode 3. And with this episode, this epic episode, we have some amazing and talented individuals around the table tonight. And we are going to introduce all of them real quick. But before we really do, the first thing we want to do is thank everyone for joining us on the vlogs or watching us live. We very much appreciate your time. And we also want to thank our dear friends at Demi-Plane for being great is a big word that the real helpers. They helped us get organized. They helped us with all the information we need on on their website. So please go check them out as well. And we will also want to thank our two affiliates, Smuggler's Coffee and Talon and Claw. So if you see them, you'll see some links pop up in chat. Don't forget, if you go to Talon and Claw, punch in Dragon Daddy code, you get 10% off. But that's all the stuff that we have to get off our chest right at the beginning. But I want to thank all these wonderful and talented individuals, as you can see on the camera. Artem, how are you doing? And who are you playing tonight?
Oh, Jay, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everybody. My name is Artem. My pronouns are he, they. And today I'll be playing Ray Banks, a journalist on the rise that's getting into a little bit of hot water due to some questionable articles. Ray Banks is an inquisitive creed, and my drive is vengeance. That's all I'll say about that.
Vengeance. Very nice. Welcome. Uh, Next, Darby, thank you for being here. This is the first time you have been at the Emporium. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing? And who are you playing?
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to be here. And I today am going to be playing Georgina Lynn. She they pronouns and the creed is underground and her drive the envy. And that's all I'll say about that. I'll just pass it on to someone else.
Ooh, intriguing. Nice. Thank you for being here. Next, Danny. Thank you again, a new person to the Emporium. I am so happy that we have new and wonderful people here. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing? And who are you playing?
Hi, I'm doing very good. I'm very excited. I'm very giddy right now. Um, which gonna have to break it down because my character is not very giddy. But I'm Danny Dave's corner. My pronouns are she, they. And today I'm gonna be playing Ava Reed, whose pronouns are they, them. A sort of partially librarian, partial monster, supernatural, and anything beyond record keeper of everything that maybe doesn't want to be here because they prefer staying inside. But it's okay because, their creed is inquisitive. So maybe this will still fulfill the sort of things they follow through in their life. And also that is that their drive is curiosity. So
Mm.
Let's
maybe
see.
their curiosity will carry them through how much they don't want to be here.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Yes. Thank you for being here. Next, Dixie, thank you so much. Another new, like I said, everyone's new in the Emporium except for Artem, but I'm very, very excited. Thank you, Vixie, for being here. It is so glad. How are you and who are you playing?
Hi, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm so happy to have been invited. I've played with Artem before, so I know what you've been dealing with. I love your dad. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Vixie Bell, and I'm your friendly neighborhood player here at the Emporium table tonight, and I'm super excited to be here. Unfortunately, my character is not super excited to be here, but that's because she's a little bit more serious, like Danny's character. Her name is Abigail Himura, and she is a keeper of the faith whose creed I believe is atonement and Yeah, you guessed it. She's all about the faith
Hmm.
and the faithful. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. But what are words? My last two brain cells are like language. It's just
Honey.
You're good. You're good.
anyway. So that's me. I'm excited. I can't wait to get into this game.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Last but never least, our wonderful, talented Bridget. I'm so glad you are here. We've met in person, and like I said, this is an honor to have you here. Thank you. How are you doing, and who are you playing?
Hi. Yeah. One, thank you for even asking. I am excellent, fantastic, super excited to jump into some Hunter. Hi, everyone. My name is Bridget Jeffries, and tonight I am playing Samantha Carr. So this is the 70s. So on my taxes, it says that I'm a yoga instructor. But that's what I do during the day because, yoga is like seeing a peak right now in the 70s. That's what I do during the day. But during the evening, I have a specialty and a focus on teaching self defense classes to women, but I'm a yoga instructor. Drive is vengeance, and then I'm gonna save my creed until it comes out in character because it's
Nice.
funny.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. For those who are watching, thank you for being here. We are playing Hunter the Reckoning 5th edition, our Hunter Team Beta series. As you know, that we are following some interesting locations in Michigan. And this particular location is, as I said, is set in the 1970 or 1975. Before we jump in with an explanation, I want to let everyone know we had our session 0. We went through our lines and veils. We have our safety tools in place at this time. Hunter the Reckoning, like most World of Darkness games, can be a little bit could be triggering, can be a little bit more on the edgy side. We are prepared. We've worked through it. So if you are okay, please be here and watch it. If something, by all means, if you need to leave, please. We won't be offended. Your safety is more important than our presence, so to speak. But thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And with that said, the montage of Hunter Team Beta. 12 years have passed since the state mental hospital investigation in Traverse City occurred by the Hunters of the Sigil. A generation of hunters of the Sigil have risen through the ranks of the organization. Several smaller substations have grown to help investigate strange events throughout Michigan. One of these substations have been called upon to investigate some strange deaths at a remodeled hotel in Glen Haven, Michigan. Once a small village, prosperous in the day, has fallen into ruin and abandonment. With a recent surge to be protected by the Historical Society, they have, the village had seen some projects to reclaim the village once lifestyle. There's the word. Words, yeah, words. That's what we're talking about. The State Historical Society has contracted through several individuals, and a new owner or owners have come forward to help with this renovation. A successful revival program for the hotel. Unfortunately, some strange deaths have occurred, and there has been a reporting of actual 4 in the last 9 months. Your team, a newly formed Hunters of the Sigil, a core group, have been sent to Glen Haven to investigate these strange deaths are supernatural or something else. It is currently September 22nd, Monday morning, or Monday. You are driving up to Glen Haven from your location in an old 1970, actually, let me rephrase that, a brand new, spanking new, decked out 1975 FMC Model J RV, comfortably fitting all of you with a bathroom and kitchenette. As you are making your way up, furnished with food, snacks, and all the equipment you need. The episode opens up as you are on your way, just about to arrive at Glen Haven. Your travels have been relatively uneventful, as you've been sitting around organizing, getting some information because you got called in last night to make this journey in the morning. A death happened last night at the Glen Haven Hotel, and you are been assembled. You got a call late at night to assemble and leave early in the morning to get up there. It's been a few hours. It's probably about a good 5-6 hour trip so far. And as you're on your way, what is everyone thinking about? What does everyone look like as you are driving all this 5 hour trip? Describe their care. What are they doing during these 5? No volunteers? All right,
I'll
Artem.
jump out.
Okay, there you go. I got one.
I can tell you one thing I'm not doing. I'm not driving. I don't have any pips in drive. One of y'all can have that one. So what I'm not doing is driving at all. So I think Sam, she responds to that entire pendulum swing. Is sitting probably somewhere in the back of the RV with like my feet are kicked up like really high, whereas like it's at like that 45-degree angle with the wall. My back is completely flush with like some probably garishly overly obnoxious colored seat cushion that belongs in this brand new 1970s RV. And I am flipping through a fitness magazine right now. I probably just cleaned up breakfast because I forced everyone to eat something. You put some yogurt or some oatmeal or granola bar or some fresh fruit. Put something on your stomach before we arrive. It's a 6 hour trip and I need everyone sharp. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm relaxing. So I am a very tall African American woman, probably my same skin complexion, except I'm completely bald. I'm completely bald. I have glasses on. And for actually, let me look at my character really fast. Charisma 2 out of 5. Yeah, she's not bad looking. There's something aside from her height, she'd probably be very dismissible. But the bald head and the height typically puts her off. So I am laying on my back, feet up, flipping through a fitness magazine, and I'm just gonna call out to the front to whomever is driving. Hey, what's our ETA?
Next.
I don't have any pips in driving either, so I'm not.
Hey, real quick, roll call. Anybody got pips and drive?
Yo, who is driving this?
Oh, Pips and driving here.
You know what?
Okay.
Then someone, who's going to pick?
It's important to drive a
Georgina will
motor
drive.
vehicle.
There we go.
All right.
Guess I'll describe next. The character I thought very in depth about. I think Georgina is sort of slim Asian person, long dark hair, button down shirt, kind of well composed, professional looking. Has on these dark leather gloves and sort of leaning back and driving, and pushes their glasses frames, and this calls back to Sam. We'll get there when we get there. You asked that same question 10 minutes ago. The answer has not changed.
There's a flip of my page. Then I asked that exact same question.
You know, if you want to drive, you're more than welcome to.
I take this as an invitation that Georgina needs company up front. So I'm going to go sit up in the passenger seat with them because that's clearly what they need is more company. You will be smothered in affection. Take it.
Hmm.
So I'm going to tell.
You're moving past a few people at this time, and anything else noticeable about Georgina? Is she her quiet? Is she quiet, or is she more of a just
Quiet person has always looks like she's kind of laughing at something. She's got like half a smile always, but you never, it's like constant. Constant half a smile. Like she knows something that you don't, and it's funny.
as Samantha's walking past a few people? Georgina, who are you passing it off to?
Hmm. See?
As Samantha
If I
moves
just-
past,
So Georgina moves past. Sorry,
Abigail, yeah, or I'm sorry,
Yes, Georgina moves past Abigail, who has been completely quiet during this exchange. Currently she is reading the Tao Te Ching. Please forgive my pronunciation, but is the holy book of Taoism. She's been very like calmly reading that, completely silent, not really, not super talkative necessarily. And this is a woman who also has two charisma, but is like as she looks up from her book at Georgina passing by, you realize that her eyes are an unnatural gold color. This woman is very clearly mixed race. It looks like she is part European, part Japanese. Her straight hair is pinned up in a very severe French twist. Severe in the sense that it's very formal for her generation, for the Sansei generation. And she is wearing very conservative clothing. In this case, a collared shirt and a sweater vest, because that's what I had in my closet. So, but yes, she has a very serious, like her expression is very serious, not quite resting bitch face, but not exactly a person that it's the kind of person that if you spoke to them, you would feel almost like you were maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe you should talk to the person who looked with the half smile that looks like maybe they'll engage you in conversation. So yeah, that's Abigail. She just kind of is kind it's almost like she's aware of what's going on, but she's also very focused on the current thing in her book. Like the current whatever she's reading in her book.
Nice. Thank you. And as Samantha walks past Abigail, and Abigail, who's sitting right next to you?
Think that uh Danny, remind me of your character's name, please.
Ava.
Ava is sitting next to her.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of fellow bookworms, I guess. They're enjoying the quiet together, right?
So, sitting next to Abigail is this sort of tall, about like 5'10". Uh, I forgot every word in English language. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Like 5'10", black woman, black person. Uh, they don't really care, honestly, but they're sort of just sitting there. They have very, very short, coily hair. It's sort of like a not necessarily an afro, but it's like just enough hair. It would be like you could tell it's either on the way to being an afro or just enough away from being bald. And they're wearing this sort of pinstripe suit jacket with a gray button up underneath and a yellow tie and pants that match the same pinstripe jacket. On their sort of lap and maybe on like a little table in front of them, they have an assortment of books and files and folders laid out from their trapper keeper, I believe is the name of it, that they are referencing as they hold a little notepad and they're sort of flipping through it. As for this entire ride, they've been studying and looking through and cross-referencing things to hopefully have a head start on everything. And they where Abigail might have like semi-resting bitch face or semi-resting don't talk to me face, Ava has semi panic face, like resting panic face. And they sort of look like they're consistently uncomfortable or unnerved by something. And yeah, and I guess as a note, because it's been brought up consistently, their charisma is 3 and they are canonically have the advantage of beautiful. So they're very pretty.
Word. Let's
Nice.
go. Ava and Georgina hotties.
Yep.
All I'm
Fucking
thinking of
hot
for Ava is what's her name from the Mummy? That everyone discovers they're bi with. Yeah,
Oh.
her.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
White, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
None of us can remember her name.
No.
Rachel Weisz?
Someone
It's
in
Oh,
the
Rachel
Weiss.
Price. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Ah, Yeah.
Well, also the other actress. I mean, like everyone in that
Yeah.
cast
Yeah,
is
the
just
whole-
amazing.
the whole movie can
Perfect
get it.
by way
Just-
to cast it. It really was.
Everyone came out to that same film. It's fine.
It was for the
Yes.
people.
Yes. As you're the quiet in your area, Ray, where are you in this? And what are you doing? And are you disturbing anyone?
So Ray is in I believe is in his late 30s. Ray is he's kind of disheveled, a little disheveled. He's about 5'10", white guy with a chiseled jaw, a decent, like, nice stubble. He's got good hair that he doesn't really take care of, but it kind of works. He does have 3 in charisma. He does have perk of fame, because he's a writer on the rise. But he's been having some bad news, and he's kind of frustrated this morning. He's got a stack of newspapers under his arm. He's just kind of almost frantically keeps looking through. Yeah, he just got he right before we hit the road this early this morning, he was calling the West Coast to his literary manager, who let him know that, like, another book signing isn't gonna happen because of the articles that have been coming out. And so I'm feverishly looking through newspapers trying to find something. And you can hear him kind of almost like a mantra, just saying, fuck, 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 fuck. And he's just kind of losing it a little bit quietly to himself. He's I'm kind of looking around, seeing as people are moving around in the van, and I'm starting to realize I'm a little car sick. Yeah, on that ETA, can we actually have like a can we actually have a time frame? Like, what are we saying? Hours, 2, 3? Can we roll down the windows? Something? Oh God.
We're in an RV.
Mm-hmm.
And pop the window next to your seat.
Can we pop them all? Can everybody
No.
pop their windows?
No, we're not popping all the windows.
Oh my God.
Do it like just Georgina is like smiling and driving, but you know, like you just see like a vein pulse a little bit in her fucking forehead. She's just like, it's still what, 5, 6 hours we're driving still?
No, actually, by this time, you're relatively close. You're maybe 10
Okay.
minutes away, based off
Oh
of the
my God.
physical map that you looked at, because you had back then you have these beautiful physical maps that you had to unfoil and get through.
Oh
And,
god.
you may have made a wrong turn, depending if you want that a part of the storyline or not. That's completely up to you. But for the
Hey, how
most
about we
part,
make a roll for it? Maybe we can how good I follow the
Poor
roll.
Ray. Ray's gonna.
You're your own worst enemy.
Ray.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, I'm not gonna
think
say
it'd be funny.
no.
I think it's funny and make a roll.
Yeah, let's go with what would be a good role for this one. Driving. Well, since no one has, will be driving, and
Oh,
I would
wow.
say, actually, no, we're gonna go with intelligence or wits. One of those, and I almost want to say awareness of like knowing where you're gonna go, like making sure you're taking the right exit. So wits or intelligence, whichever you like, plus awareness.
Wits. Cool. Also, as it turns out, I should look at my character sheet more carefully. I did have a Pippin driving, so
See, it works
I
perfectly.
should be driving by. Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect.
All
Okay,
cohesive.
we're
So
gonna
auspicious. It was meant to be.
Wits and awareness. Blah. 2, 3. 3 successes. Push
Yeah,
it.
you
Hey.
no problem at all. You even made it to the only like I said, the last thing about an hour and a half ago that you saw anything. I mean, you are right on the way. You are making good time. You're exactly like you were saying it was going to be about 5 hours. You are like getting down to the minute of exactly when you know you're the interesting thing on your travels was about an hour away. You stopped for gas because you needed to get some gasoline for that, some petrol, and you stopped at a local gas station, which was run by a nice, kind man in his 50s, healthy, good spirits. He was a Native American, short hair, but what you know is that there are no tribal reservations locally in the area. But his name was, he called himself Joshua, and he was very helpful getting you gas, making sure you have the right directions exactly where you're going. And yeah, you are coming up, and yeah, you're coming up right around. It's gonna be about 5:36 p.m. depending on how long you want, what time you want to arrive at. About getting to the hotel as you're making your way through these dirt roads, and then some various like paved one like 2 lane roads, and then you get off and there's like a one row like one paved road that you shared, and then there's a few more as you're kind of making your way to this edge of peninsula. It is on Lake Michigan, or I'm sorry, yeah, it is on the coast of way up north in Michigan. You are at one of the uh like eastern or western tips of like north tip of Michigan, of the glove, they say. As you're approaching, small little, you see, actually, you're about 10 minutes out. Is there any other conversations the group is having? There's one other thing Ava will be need to make a roll. I need a library roll from Ava.
Aw.
Ooh.
When I learned how to do that, trust. Hold on.
The
Hold on,
other the other thing I was going to mention was that you are not the only team sent. There is a second team that was sent to the sheriff's office to actually go and do the research, like look through the files and look through the information. Which, Ava, you were going to be on that team, but they decided you needed some more field experience. So you got put with the group to be field experience time instead of research time.
Love my life. I found out how to roll it. Hold on.
Okay.
So it's the edge pool, right?
Yep.
Is how okay. So it's resolve and academics, which I have 7 dice. Hold on.
Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh well. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes.
Well
Awesome.
done.
Very good. So 4 successes. You did a little bit of research of the area ahead, and throughout the time, if there is some knowledge that you want to think about that might come up, there's a good chance you're going to be able to find some of that information. So during the game, like I said, ask me. I'll let you know if you were able to research it. What you know of what you've researched the area, you're close to Sleeping Bear Dunes, which is a very popular national park area. You're located in Glen Haven, which is not too far away. There's been some reported deaths in the last year. And from basically some of the information you've got, there's been some unusual deaths every 3 months since January of 1975. And currently, this is September 22nd. The strange things that there's been at least one death in the area, if not at the hotel itself, like January 21st, there was a potential death in the area. On March 23rd, there was a death in the area. In June 22nd, there was a death at the hotel. And then last night, September 21st, there was a death. Strangely enough, with that 4th success, it might be coinciding with a solstice.
Okay. Mm,
And as you are arriving, you see this ball nice hotel, staying the Sleeping Bear Inn, Glen Haven, Michigan, hanging above the door, freshly painted. It's September, so it's not too chilly, but it's a little bit cool, the atmosphere. And as you arrive, there's a small little parking lot in the area. The dirt road that leads through the center of town. You pass the blacksmith barn, the actual the old 1870s blacksmith barn that was there since the village has been established. And you know that the village has been around since the 1900s. I mean, the 1700s, my mistake. It's been around since the 1700s. There's been a lot of information, a lot of mining. There's been lumber, agriculture, or like industry in the area for a long time. And like I said, it was a very prosperous village long ago. And again, it went into disarray, abandoned, and now there's a revitalization that they're trying to bring back. As you come up to the front door, you stretch your legs out and you see this. What would the group like to do?
So you say we're in the parking lot. Are we looking at? Are we in front of this hotel now?
Yep, you are in front of the hotel.
All right. I think I'm looking around to see if there are any in front of like the hotel. If there are any like newspaper kiosks, like little newspaper. Gosh, I forget. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
Like
Surprisingly,
let's
no.
read-
Surprisingly,
Okay.
no.
Okay. I'm looking around. I look at my team and I go, okay. Well, look. Let's just go inside. Let's say hello. Let's see how everybody's doing. If anybody has eyes on a local newspaper from Glen Haven, I really need to see it. That'd be great. Oh, God, why is it so chilly out? God.
So I'm going to lift my feet down off of the dash. I'm going to wind up moving past Ray. I'm going to go shoulder over my duffel bag. By the time I pass Ray again, just like a small canister of ginger ale has just magically appeared in front of them. And she's going to continue walking. And right as she's getting ready to like slide out of the door, I'm going to kind of like perch myself in the frame and goes like, hey, I know we get weird every time we have this conversation, but I'm just going to put it out there again. One of us needs to be a designated leader. It would make everything go so much faster. I'm just saying, Danny or Ava, I know you're new and that's completely fine. Just saying, it would make things go a lot faster. And it's not me. And then I slide out of the RV.
And you just hear me go, "Thank you, Samantha."
The side of the RV knocks twice with just one of those acknowledging knocks.
I think Ava collects like all their things, puts it back, puts all the folders and things together, puts it underneath their arm. I like to imagine they have like a little like like bag straps, like they have like a little bag, and then they have one specifically for their trapper keeper, so it like hangs across their shoulder. And so they get up and will as they are, they'll sort of extend a hand to Abigail to help her up if she wants it.
Abigail's book snaps shut in a very startling way, like just that sound when you close a book suddenly with like one hand. And she puts a hand up like, thank you, but not necessary. And gets up and she says, she looks at Ava and says, you're carrying a lot of baggage. It can be cumbersome on the field.
Yes.
Don't worry. It's just a bit of advice.
I don't. What do you want me to do?
I'm not the leader.
Who is the leader?
I think we're still voting on it.
Oh. Okay.
But I'm not talking about your physical baggage. And she puts the book away. She has like a little, like, it's almost like I want to say it's like a fanny pack, but it's modified so that instead of sitting like right in front, it sits on like to the side because that's more comfortable for her. And this miniature copy of the book like goes in there, and she starts leaving the man, and she's like, should really invest in some medication for Ray for when he gets motion sick like that. And that's almost to herself. Like she realizes Ava's still there, but like she's telling herself that, like, something that I should do in the future, you know?
Ava just like stands there and just like not out loud, but in like their head, they're just like.
I would like to leave this party.
They just stand there. They don't even move. They don't know what to do.
Come along, Ava. We can't wait forever.
Thought they would. What? Okay.
And was Ray within earshot when you mentioned investing in some medicine for his tummy?
Oh, where was Ray?
I guess I was also just like still like in the van, kind of just getting out of it.
Then you probably would have heard it. I mean,
Yeah.
space, unless you were physically like in the bathroom throwing up because you're
No. I think it's. I think I pass Ava and I just pat you on the shoulder and I go, "Yep, Chief, if you could take care of some Tums for me, that'd be great. Appreciate it. All right." And I and I head towards the hotel. We believe in you. We got this.
Yeah.
Field experience.
up his ride.
Unnecessarily aggressively like flip to a next page on their notebook and then like writing down goals. Like Tums.
Bye, Tums.
There, Tums is an antacid, not a motion sickness medication, so.
Oh yeah, Ray would have no idea. it's just besotted and upset all the time.
Maybe you do need an antacid.
Dramamine is at this time. So, Georgine, after everyone kind of finally files out of the RV, what are you doing during this time too? And what do you do after everyone finally gets out? Is there anything special?
I mean, I think she walks up the RV like normal, make sure it's safe, and
Take the keys with you.
yeah, take the keys with me. We're all scampering around Glenhurst now? Glenhaven?
Glenhaven, yeah. You're right in front of the doors, the double
sleeping
doors to
bear
the
inn, yep.
inner right there. And it's looking nice. The weather's looking relatively, it's starting to get a little dark. The sun's setting out to the west.
I mean, maybe inquiring and maybe going into the hotel and talking to some of the staff.
You know what? That's something a leader would say. Georgina, you're brilliant. Thank you so much for settling that vote for us.
All right. Well, no one's gone in yet, right? We're all just
You're
standing
all just
outside
kind
the
of
RV.
standing around. Now, you do know
Right.
that the reservations were made. You have all of you have been, reservations are made for 3 nights stay here while you do your
Okay.
investigation. You have 3 nights to take care of the investigation, do your investigation. And that the other thing is that the second team at the sheriff's office will be paging you and calling the hotel with additional information that you need later on, sometime later on.
Okay.
After
Then Georgina's just gonna like straighten her shirt and go, well, what are we standing here for? Let's check in. We have reservations, we have bags. So
Well, it would be disrespectful to act before the leader does, wouldn't it? Virginia?
Oh, I
Yes,
crack
we-
up laughing. This is the best moment of my morning,
well,
afternoon,
if you
evening,
ins-
whatever it is.
if you insist, but no need to lay it on so thick right now. Anyways, she'll just charge straight ahead, not charge, but like, walk with purpose straight through to the double doors. Maybe we can find you a newspaper inside, Ray.
For the purpose of description, Abigail does have an umbrella And she says,
Of
after
course she does.
Georgina walks away, manners maketh man.
Yes.
After Georgina.
Storyteller, a couple quick questions for you.
Yes.
The second team that has been dispatched out to the area, are they also residing here at this hotel?
No, they are not. They're at the sheriff's department, which is roughly about 20 to 30 miles away.
Good to know. So sheriff's department is on the way other
Yeah,
ass end.
that's why
somewhere
they
else.
dispatched a second team so they could go actually look through all the files because everything is paper.
Clarity is a beautiful thing. And then they're going to be calling us here at the
Front desk of the hotel. Yep.
Of the Sleeping Bear Inn. Okay, second question for you here with the Sleeping Bear Inn, and just this is kind of like a universe engagement question. Does the sigil give us any type of authority to actually make inquiries, or is this we got to come up with some crazy cover story to ask specific questions?
You try not to like share your like we're hunters of the sigil. You kind of
Right,
are,
of course.
but you can say you're a federal government agency.
Okay.
However you want to, or something agency you're investigating. However you want to.
I got it.
I just wanted to make sure that that was in the card, so it wasn't like, hey, we're new in town and we heard this weird story, or if we can go, hey, we're here specifically to investigate this, please work with us. Perfect.
You
Thank
can
you so
do
much.
it any way you want. That's the
Okay.
interesting thing about the sigil is that they have many ways of kind of looking into stuff. Some of it's
Okay.
official, some of it's undercover.
Okay. I love it. So as I'm following up behind Regina, I am just going to ask her, like, hey, so what's our play here?
Now, Darby had two thoughts. There's the more serious thought, and there's the kind of funny one.
Talk me through as I'm like bounding up the stairs.
Well, I mean, I assume we have like the Hunters of the Sigil have like fake badges that we
You can have whatever you want.
You can
Yes,
have
you're
whatever
Hunters of
you
the
want.
Sigil, so you can come up with fake badges. Yeah.
Have whatever you like.
You could have fake federal badges, local badges. However, yeah, you have a display. You have an arsenal of equipment in your RV.
federal badge it is. We'll just don't say anything. We'll just casually flash them.
Oh, okay. So we're doing the badge
Georgina-
route this time. All right.
Georgina will walk up and be like, "Hi, we're checking in for a reservation. Should be under whatever name.
Winters,
Georgina
ma'am.
Winters.
And as you walk in, as you first walk in, beautiful area. Right to the left, there's a nice sitting area. The front desk is relative. You come up 2 feet in front of you is kind of where the front desk. Just to the left of that, there's a doorway that goes down the hallway. It's kind of a long hallway and right there is also a staircase that goes up to the second floor. And then immediately to the right, there's like a nice dining room where you kind of sit and have a long table that you can see out of several of the windows, and there's several windows in both areas. But as you walk in, the front desk manager, you can see a 56-year-old looking white female, and there's a Hispanic female behind working. Both smile at you and say hello. Well, hello, dears. And they do have a little bit of a hippie vibe. They're kind of, as a couple, definitely. They're happily running, which some of the investigation that these are Caroline Meyer, and I will put these in. And you also, the Leslie Johnson are both here. They are co-owners of the
Sleeping Bear Inn.
Sleeping Bear Inn. Thank you. They're co-owners of they are the ones that went through the renovations, helped with, they got the funding through this historical society to do that. So that was some of the investigations. You would have wanted to know who they were. Perfect to the exactly. And they've been doing so for about, like I said, the 9 months. And they're happily greet you like, hello, how are you? Oh, Winters, yes, we had a large crowd. I believe, please remind me, how many rooms did you need? Oh, we have plenty of vacancies right now. We're only
had
about
5 rooms.
Yes, we have
needed.
plenty. We have plenty. We're barely half full at this time of the stage, but yes. And they kind of turn back, and on the wall, you actually see keys hanging up with all the rooms. And you can tell before they start pulling in that 5 out of the 12 rooms are occupied. But
Okay.
so then they start pulling down different keys. Everyone in the same area, correct? Or do you need to be separated?
In the same area would be preferable. We have a lot of work that needs to get done.
And they start taking, and they ask you to kind of sign a book. Actually, they kind of bring out this large leather-bound book that occupancy, and they write in your name. There's the date, and there's the room number that they sign that room number, and they turn it around so that people will be able to sign in which keys, and they're kind of laying the keys down on the corner or the counter for you.
Mm-hmm. Georgina signs it as Gina Hicks.
Okay. And are you signing for everyone taking responsibility, or is each individual signing their own name?
I'll sign for everyone.
Okay.
Well done, leader.
Yeah.
But as
Yes,
you're kind of signing, you're taking that responsibility. So you'll be given all the keys and you get to hand them out. And it pretty much, it's going to be 7 through 12. Room 7 through, it's going to be make that 6 through 11. You're going to be
6
room
through
6 through 11 in that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Oh, no, wait a minute. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6 through 10, I can count.
Yeah.
So 6 through 10, you're going to be given those rooms. You know that the 12th, room 12 is more of a suite than anything else right now. It is there. So no one is currently in the suite. But the other thing you do notice in the sitting area, I will let you know, is that there's some quiet fireplace going, crackling of the logs of wood. There's right next to the fireplace, there's a mound of actually wood. So it's a wood burning fire. You also see that there is a couple sitting there having a drink. They're very, very clear that they're on a getaway, and they are being lovey-dovey and openly expressing their affection towards each other there.
Can I
Yes.
scan the book for the other names that might have checked in for the other rooms?
Yes.
And just memorize them real quick?
Yes, you will. I'm not even going to make you roll. And as you're looking over, you're going to be able to see that. And you see a Sophia and Peter, clearly the couple. You see a Dr. Hansen, which you look over and people will notice that there is a white male professor looking with a briefcase and a large stack of books, clearly writing in some notebooks and some other things, kind of writing a paper or some dissertation that he's kind of writing in, smoking a pipe in this area. And there's a few other names that are listed there, which I will throw into chat for you. Anything else you want
Ava.
to do?
I'm gonna nose Ava over.
Yes, hi.
All right. So I am going to take this big leather-bound journal and I am going to direct this directly at them. So it's kind of like an intimate experience between Ledger and Ava as a grounding tactic. And I'm going to pull out my own notebook because I do have Pips and investigation, go figure. And I'm going to say, okay, so first death was January 21st. Is that what your notes say?
Yes,
Okay. Next one, 23rd of March. Yeah.
yes,
Okay. 22nd of June, I think.
yes,
And then yesterday, the 21st of September. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Did anything look funky or weird about these names? Did those people check in at the hotel? Were they residents here? Talk to me about what you see on the ledger. And then I'm going to step back and get out of their way and just watch them, or at least support them while they do what they do best. This is a very
Georgina's-
maternal, my baby does this well. Let me help my baby do what they do well.
God bless.
I love
Georgina's
this
gonna
girl.
distract the innkeepers while this is happening. Just be
Look
like,
at this. Look at
so
this.
tell me about this area. Like, what is there to do around here? We're here for business, but
Are you leaning forward suggestively though? Like, are you really rizzing it up?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes, use that beauty, boo.
Ava's not the only person with pips and beautiful.
No.
Ray's actually going to join Georgina to bug the innkeepers.
I think that Abigail is going to support in a different way. Her specialty is in the occult. That's what I have the most pips in. So I think that she is going to extend her senses out beyond herself with the and to mess
Ooh,
around with those unnaturally colored eyes of her and
Hmm.
gather any information that way.
I like. All right, so we're gonna go back. So, Abigail, I'm gonna need you to get your edge roll on how well you see things
Okay.
on that, and then as you're so Georgina and Ray, remind me, you're going to be talking to the the front desk people, to kind of see what's in the area and things like what you can do. Correct?
Yeah, and pulling their attention away so that Ava can like basically flip through this book and also through their notes to like without it being kind
Too
of
obvious.
weird and just
Mhm.
being like, yeah, you know, we're in town for work and business and blah 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 blah.
So they're being very very friendly, and if you step up the charm, they actually kind of come together a little bit, and they're like, oh, and yes, they get flustered. Clearly, they're a couple at at the point, and they're like, well, there's a lot of hiking. You can do some fishing. There's a little boating. There's a place, and they start naming off a lot of nature. A lot of hiking area. The Sleeping Bear Dunes is a wonderful spot to go to. A few hours away trip and stuff like that.
But what do you like doing? Where might we find you around town?
Well,
Just like
Keep them dialed in, baby. Yep, keep them in. Keep them in.
I got to roll for something because this is so good.
Well, it just turned into that type of stream, guys.
Yes. I'm probably gonna need some help trying to roll because I think I'm doing myself with the mechanics.
Okay.
But when you have a chance. No
So
no rush.
they are actually like, oh wow, we haven't had this in a while.
The 70s, baby. Let's go.
It is, and then they're like, and they reciprocate back. They're like, yes, well, we're generally busy here, but we do have some free time in the evening if you want to relax. There might be medicinal relaxation.
The 70s, baby. Let's go.
It has been a long drive. I'd love to hear more about this town and just the happenings that have been going around. Our business doesn't really start until tomorrow.
They are full on just flirting back and just enjoying the flirt and everything else. And they're looking at you, Ray, and they're like, are you part of this too, or is this going to be
Well, I was gonna say, can I add something I think kind
Please do.
of funny to this? So one of my advantages is that I'm famous. I have 3 pips in fame, which according to the thing is that
Let's
most people in the
go.
country know my name. And the way this is that I've written a hard-hitting true crime expose about like corruption in Traverse City. It's a book called A Town Like This. You know, if it was today, it'd be a Netflix documentary. And this thing is hot. You know, people are reading it. People are like, I can't believe what they're up to. There's other layers because there's other things. So I was just thinking that could be funny if like they're super into Georgina, and I'm just over here trying to like be like, well, I mean, I get this all the time. I know. I bet you want an autograph, or I could do a signing here, or maybe a reading. That'd be interesting. And like, I'm imagining they're completely into Georgina, and yes,
and the humor part is your book is on the back of the desk.
Yes,
so one
God.
of them's looking.
Yes.
It's on the back, and they're kind of and
oh my god, that's hilarious! Wow, that's it's funny. That book, that's that's kind of my book. Yeah, you know.
And Georgina's gonna be like,
That's me.
and it'd be so great if Ray could come as well. Ray's such a big fan and always looking for the next thing to
They
write
kinda look at
about.
each other for a second. Wait a minute. Ray Banks. And they suddenly start doing the turnaround, and then the focus gets on Ray. It's like, Ray Banks. Oh my god.
Yes.
Immaculate.
Oh god, I love
Thank you.
I love the cry. And the attention goes to Ray. Ray stole the attention.
That means a lot to me. Thank you for reading my work. I
Please,
appreciate
please
it.
sign, please.
Oh, could I? That would be. I would love. As I'm saying this, I'm already taking out a pen. It would, if you don't mind, of course. Please. Who's
During
gonna make it out to?
all this, yeah. Caroline and Leslie, yeah.
Of course.
And as you're doing this, Ava, they are distracted 100%. As you are flipping through names, there isn't any. So you do know that the woman that so there was a businessman from Lansing that died on March 23rd. I will send this information in chat as well.
Thank you. I
And-
write so slowly.
No problem. But the businessman died here, and there was, so you find his name in here as well. The people that were listed that died here, including in June, there was a 21-year-old college student from Kalamazoo, was found dead in her room. And it was very, very unusual based off of this. And you find her name in there. And like I said, there's certain information that you were able to get. Excuse me. And then, so yeah, you were able to find what you're looking for. Anything else that you're specifically looking for when it comes to that?
I will sort of note down the different names of people who died who are recorded there. Are there any names besides those who died who seem to have like registered either a week or a few days earlier before the deaths happened, like consistently? Like, is there any consistent
No.
name that comes up?
No, there isn't. There is not.
And the names of like the people who are signed in right now, the Dr. Hansen, Sophie, and Peter, those people. Oh, do I see those names anytime before, or is their first time coming here?
Some of them are their first time, except for one name. So in March, there was a name that you notice that's currently listed, named Carl
Winthrop.
Yes, Carl Winthrop was also here in March.
This is September. Okay.
Mhm.
Jesus.
So in March. Okay. And then in March was the person who was found frozen to death. And
No.
This is the March 23rd one. Ava, how long have they had this hotel? When was this acquisition again?
So heads up, it was they started the remodeling in fall of 1974. It finally got finished around I would say January, February, about March, a little bit like early March, end of February of 75 is when they kind of started the grand reopening, things like that.
1975.
Okay. So no real correlation from the point that they purchased and started doing renovation and the start to the death in January is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you're aware of. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You'll see Samantha would see that Ava's like very efficient and quick in like writing these notes down. Like they write them down in the sense of as if they already had like a map laid out that they could easily make connections with, but they're doing it as they go. So it's like they have the names down and they have this happened in March, but this person is also associated in March, and then that can connect to that, and then this is when things opened, and this is when the date is. And they'll also they'll say if there's nothing else they can find, like name-wise or anything like that would connect, they'll quickly like straighten up and like step away from the book, and we'll look at Samantha. Outside of those things, if you're looking for coincidences in these things, the solstice seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Wait, talk me through it. What do you mean?
There's every 3 months consistently in the range of the 20th to the 30th, or in the 20th range of the month, there is always a death. The solstice is the solstice every 3 months. I don't know how the solstice works. Every day.
It's basically the winter, fall, summer, and the winter. There's 4 solstices, and they start the 21st to the 23rd. Is generally so January, March, June, and
Got it.
September are
Got it. Okay.
21st. The 21st through the 23rd is generally the solstice 3 days.
Okay. And though it may have been different, if I can recall, no, they were all on the same times. The solstice falls for around the same time each time these deaths occur.
Wow, holy shit. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
Good catch. Okay.
Can look into it more to see what things may coincide with the solstice. There are certain happenings, some creatures even, that associate with such an event, or with the seasons themselves. We could look at the seasons, and maybe that may be a thing.
Okay. Damn. Okay, Ava. Great work. I look over my shoulder at this entire flirt fest happening behind me, and I just smile rips across my face. I roll my eyes. I look back at Ava like, this is good work. So based on your math, if your math is correct, which everything tells me it probably is, I don't know why they put you on this team. You should have been on the research team that went out to the sheriff's office. But regardless, we shouldn't be having any bodies anytime soon, correct?
From what it looks like, if it falls apart, in which with how things tend to go sometimes when teams get involved, sometimes things start to go out of order. But with how
That's fair.
things are labeled now, there should not be another death, at least from the thing we are investigating, unless what we are investigating is a conscious being that knows that it needs to enact further action to avoid suspicion.
I rub my bald head and go, got it.
And at that moment, Abigail, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
You were looking at opening your senses. So what is your ability again that you were looking at doing?
This was just her. She has pips in occult.
Okay.
And she has pips in resolve.
Okay. And
So
then
that's pretty much relying on that. She doesn't necessarily have an edge that has to do with that.
okay. So with your pips with your resolve and call. So what you're gonna do is add all those pips together. So how many pips do you have in occult?
4.
And then how many pips do you have in resolve?
Also 4.
You're gonna be
Damn.
rolling 8 dice. And
Okay.
for your 8 dice, for those that are run, you need a 6 or higher for a success. And if you roll a 10, you actually it explodes, or basically it crits.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to roll this twice because I don't play a lot of D10
No,
games.
that's
So
fine. Yeah.
4 D10s in my possession. Okay. 1. Ooh, all of those numbers suck, and I can't replace them because these are the only D10s I have. All right. Let me write these down so that I don't forget them.
6 or higher.
None of them are 6 or higher.
Okay. And then roll the 4 dice again since you have 8 dice.
That's 2 that are 6 or higher.
There we go.
There we go.
Yes.
Now,
Yep.
I can say if you
Mhm.
want, there's 2 things you can do. You could spend a willpower point or wisdom point, and you could re-roll all the ones you failed, or you can succeed at a cost.
Hmm.
Since you
I
are
think
1 away from the number that you needed.
I think I'm gonna
Ooh.
succeed, but at a cost.
Okay.
Like
So
that.
as
Like-
you are looking, you kind of like are looking for your eyes kind of open up a little bit. You're kind of looking for that occult. Suddenly, this wave of just energy just hit you, and you realize that this place, you just get your spine gets chilled as your body, you just feel this chill as if an evil presence has been awakened. And it's suddenly you're just kind of looking around, and no one noticed. For the minute or two that was happening, you were just standing there motionless as your eyes kind of rolled back, and you're just kind of standing there feeling just this evil that's present. It is scary present. And all of a sudden your mind drifts to an axe. The lumber, the wood that was used to build in the remodels or to build this place. Something about that. Something about the just the place itself. Something is here that should not be here. And just as Samantha was finishing her words, as you fall to the ground,
Oh.
as you just kind of like shake for a quick second and regain consciousness.
Just another day at the job.
Georgina is like
Shit.
very quickly over to Abigail, like, are you all right?
Abigail like takes a minute. Like, it's kind of like when someone surprise punches you in the face,
Mhm.
and you're like, "What just happened?" That's kind of the reaction that she has here, and she sort of shakes herself off, reaches for her umbrella that got dropped when she fell. She was like, "Oh, well, it's definitely not friendly."
Georgina nods and then just sort of pulls you up and is like, well, it's been such a long drive. It's no wonder that you're exhausted. Why don't we get checked in now and settled into our rooms?
She
Shall we?
like dusts off her skirt, like straightens herself out. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Very composed, and says, "You're right. I am very tired. Um, Perhaps we should invest in a little additional protections, if you know what I mean."
Of course. I think Georgina's going to turn to Caroline and Leslie
Mhm.
and just be like, well, Ray and I am sure will see you later tonight. I'm sure you're very busy with your duties here at this wonderful and beautiful inn, but I must insist that I get our team checked into our rooms and settled in. We've had quite a long drive.
No problem. We'll generally close down a little bit later. We should really have a relaxation in the on the in the dining room area or something. If you need, just ring the bell. We have our maintenance worker will be around cleaning, but yeah, Samuel will be. He's our janitor, maintenance, handyman. Oh, lovely, wonderful person here. If you have any questions, you can always ask any of them.
Excellent. Well, team, let's get checked in. And just
As
sort
like
of
as this is happening, Abigail like looks directly at them because she is very unsettling to look at because of like the weird color of her eyes, and she says, "You should avoid room 4. 4 is the number of death, you know." And then like turns and starts following. And
It would just like slowly turns to Samantha.
I say, Leslie, Caroline, such a pleasure to meet you. So grateful and always so fulfilling to meet a fan. Hey, before I go, do you have is there a local newspaper? Do you have a copy of today's newspaper, the
Yes.
Glenhaven?
Right over
Yeah.
there. And there's
Oh.
there's like 2 left.
Thank you so much. Great. You just put that on our tab. Thank you. And just grab the newspaper. And I'll grab the newspaper and just start immediately reading through it as we walk to our rooms.
Okay.
Before we go to the rooms real quick, like as we're past like walking by, Ava will like they're like going through their notes and they like stop on a page and they like stare at something. And they like look at the 2 people at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have thumbs?
Yeah, we do. And she goes back and she pulls out a small little container of Tums. And she, who's this for, dearie?
The author.
It's on the house.
Okay.
Oh, I love it so hard.
Slowly
Ava, we
take-
salute you.
Oh, I love it so hard.
Well done.
they just slowly take it and then they follow everybody to the room.
That's the shirt. You will remember the Tums.
I love it so hard.
The Tums of our lives.
Damn. Hashtag it. It's a wrap right
Yeah.
there.
Why are you
He's
like,
a rep.
That's the episode title, Tums of Our Lives.
Tums of
Cinema.
our lives. There we go. My God, I love it. Absolutely love it. So as you're, go ahead, please.
Sorry, I have one more question about
Yes.
the specifically about the investigation, like the things I learned. Was there ever in like the list of people who's like signed it in the last year, was there ever a Dr. R. Marigold like that signed in?
So the Dr. Marigold.
So R. Marigold is the person who gave the student who
Oh,
died in
yes.
June the thing. So I wanted to see
No.
if they were in the
No,
hotel.
they were not.
Okay.
They were not.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
No, Dr. Yeah, so the prescription, the only thing was that Dr. R. Marigold was just on the prescription bottle. They have never been a guest here. As you
Got
can
it.
see.
Cool. Just trying to cross my T's and all that. Thank you.
And as you're making your way, you get your rooms, you check in. It's like I said, it's evening. They tell you the dinner will be ready for your consumption in probably like an hour. You can freshen up, then kind of come back down for that hour.
Can I throw something out here?
Please do.
So, before we even get down to dinner, I think within like half an hour of getting into our rooms, Ray is knocking on everybody's doors. And I'm saying, look, this is you gotta see this. You gotta just look at this. You gotta see this. And I kind of drag everybody into my room.
Mhm.
Does everybody go in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Georgina's like, we need to talk about what happened in the lobby, Abigail. Whatever it is you felt.
Huh. Well, nothing out of the norm, nothing unusual for me when I'm looking for something, but it was definitely a presence. Something incredibly evil has been released here.
Charmed. Well, let's see what Ray. We'll all debrief and just be clear on what we're doing for the night while we in Ray's room. So
We have no idea who's rooming with who yet.
we're not moving. We have 5 separate rooms. Each
Oh.
of us have our own room.
But we don't have to like pair off.
No. We
After
all
that.
room together, and then Ray gets his own room.
Oh gosh.
Great.
I need the
Fine,
space.
I need
A group sleepover.
All right, we'll shuffle into Ray's room. What is it, Ray?
Okay, everyone. This has been driving me nuts, and as of course you know, I am on a whirlwind tour with my book. It is doing great. You guys all know this. I am doing fantastic.
You say that often.
Yes, that's it's my line. If people ask you how are you doing, I just go, I'm doing fantastic. Doesn't matter how I'm doing, but I'm telling them I'm doing fantastic. Here's what's been doing not so great since January. Okay, my book comes out, and then I start getting these. Look, and I've kind of pushed you guys into like the main part of the room, and it is just so many newspapers laid out, and you see, there's the Grand Rapids Daily, there's the Ann Arbor Times, the Portage, Michigan Penny for Your Thoughts Weekly Circular, and then I bust out the Kalamazoo Bugle from June 22nd. I bust out the Lansing Light newspaper from March 23rd. And then I bust out the Glen Haven the Glen Gazette from September 21st, literally from 22nd, literally today's newspaper. And I'm showing you, look at these. And there are articles that are all saying this person died in Glen, basically saying a person died at the Glen Haven Resort. And all of the articles have titles like person falls out of window, looks suspicious because it is. And it's like written by Ray Banks. And then there's another one that's like frozen to death. I think I know why. And I would have done it differently. Ray Banks. And it's these like articles that are kind of both like just like making these wild assumptions and like presumptions about who these people and how they died. It's a lot of like the writer basically being like, here's why the serial killer is targeting these people, and of course this is why these people are dying. And obviously I'm not saying they deserve to die, but like look at what's going on, look at where they put themselves. And each of these articles is written in my name. And then I hold up the newspaper from the Glen Haven Gazette and I show, I was with you guys yesterday. I didn't have time to write an article and have it published. This person literally died yesterday. How is this in the Gazette today? How? And this is killing my career. Yes, feel sorry for the victims, but it is crushing my career. Do you understand that my book comes out and then these insane articles and my millionaire manager is blowing his mind why I'm writing for these small town dinky piece of shit newspapers, and I'm not. Somebody's publishing this stuff. They know what I'm up to. They know where we're going. And this place is very dangerous, I think, but also I need help. Okay, this has been absolutely driving me nuts. And look, we got to get to the bottom of this because I'm absolutely out of options. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm on the edge.
Right.
Okay, my star is on the rise, but I'm on the edge. Okay.
Ray. Breathe. Georgina's passing all of these newspaper articles to Ava and being like, Ava, you have as good a memory as I do. Read these. Take note of linguistic uses. This might be... And we should be ready to pass these articles off to the research team as well. But make sure that you get a look at them and memorize them. Right. You've known about these articles for how long now? And this is the first time you're bringing it up?
I've mentioned it to the sigil. They didn't have any clear answer for me why this is happening. I don't know why look, 2 years ago I came across I was reading the Ann Arbor Times. I saw a periodical, like an op-ed piece about like best ways to cover up after you've just turned. And I was like, what does this mean? And then it just talked about insane stuff. Werewolves, vampires, ghosts. Had no idea. And then I kept seeing these articles. But every time I try to show it to somebody, nobody knows what I'm talking about. They're like, what are you talking about? And it's as if the article didn't exist. But I saw it. I know I'm not making stuff up. Somebody knows that I can read stuff that I'm not supposed to be able to read. And now, because my star is on the rise, I don't know why. I don't know if there's somebody at the Traverse City Police Department that doesn't like my expose. Oh God, this is so much. Ava, do you have any, did you get Tums?
I did get, yes.
Oh, please.
Okay. Very slowly. Like the hand shaking a little bit, then just sort of drop it in your hand.
Thank you.
Then it appears that you're being taunted. Then they wanted to guide you here, this place, and whomever it is wants you to pay attention.
Who?
I guess that's what we're here to find out, Ray.
Sorry, I dropped my pencil. It's
Ray,
okay.
it is a disease of the mind. Dis-ease is the disharmony of energies in the body. Clearly, your energy is out of whack. You need to breathe and not allow yourself to be dominated by the fear of who is attacking your very fragile ego.
Ooh. Dude, what? Abigail.
My ego is super solid, okay? Platinum.
Wouldn't be
All
worried
right.
about your fame.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe a little bit I'm worried about my fame.
Let's-
You're a good writer
let's-
regardless of whether or not you're being accused of murdering people. Or rather...
Abigail, it took me 10 years to write a town like this, okay? I'm not gonna get another shot if it turns out that if people start thinking I'm some inflammatory, insane writer asshole
Are
who's
people seeing
Focus.
articles? You said that the others couldn't see the ones you read before.
these though, but you can see these, right? And I hold up like the Kalamazoo Bugle, right? Like you can read these. This is what's getting people fired up. I'm getting showings on TV showings, signings are getting canceled because people can read this. Somebody's trying to take me down.
May I have
Focus.
the paperback?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Focus. We're here. Your career, and we will do our best to salvage your career, Ray. But we have to focus. There are people dying here from something beyond normal people's purview. Abigail, what exactly was it that you encountered? What made you drop to your knees? Did it give you a specific direction? Anything that we should be keeping in mind as we go about our business here?
Aside from the overwhelming feeling of death, of evil and unease, it's just the picture of the axe that she saw and the wood that is
With
cutting.
the lumber of
Yeah.
the building?
Yeah.
And when you say lumber, Ava, there is a folklore of the lumberjack killer. In the 1800s, there was an urban legend about a serial killer named the lumberjack killer that was for about a year stalking people in the area. And the lumberjack killer's wasn't an axe, so to speak, but the claws, the spikes that you hold onto wood was the device used to kill. And the thing about the lumberjack killer was that the victims would be missing eyes.
Unfortunate.
Well, do I... Oh, okay. Well, so you see, as like you're like as Abigail is like sharing things, you say like an axe and something to do with like lumber, and like you just hear like a whole book like fall to the ground and like a pencil clatter. It's like, oh, sorry, wait, sorry. Hello, I have a thing. 1 second. There's a scramble. Okay. I was going to bring this up when people were calmer, but I did notice a sort of lot of similarity. Well, some similarities that were sort of striking in how some of the people died. And there's what year was this?
1800s, like 1870s, 1860s.
1876. Okay.
So about 100 years ago.
Almost, yeah.
Dang.
Little-
To the
Dang.
nose.
And was it like it wasn't like a human serial killer, it was like a creature
Oh,
that
it was a human. They weren't sure.
okay. That wasn't something recorded as
Yeah,
like a creature.
yeah.
It was something that was like I was like there's theories about it.
Yes, there's theories about it.
Whew.
So in the 1800s, 70s, 60s, there was this serial killer known as the lumberjack killer that was very prominent during its time. And one of the things I noticed amongst the 4 deceased we have on our record is that they all had a wound with their eyes. Their eyes were cut or slashed or in some other way mangled specifically. And that is in record with the reports of the victims of the lumberjack killer as well. There is a chance it was never recorded as a specifically supernatural being. There were only theories of such a thing. There is a chance that this killer, whether human or otherwise, latched on to you, Ray, in some way, and specifically got your attention and is attempting to push away any opportunity of the exact same things being pinned onto it because of the timeline. These things seem to be happening again.
Oh my. Sounds
Wow.
like you might need to exercise, you, Ray.
Yeah, I've been slacking on my cardio. I know that. Just didn't have any time for with the book tour and stuff.
Samantha, what is your process as you're watching all of this?
That nothing can help these babies. Everything is a down horse. And you know what? That's fine. Life is a challenge. Growth is made in moments like this, but I'm watching this entire articulate team slowly just move backwards, and it's like that's completely okay because at the same time we're also moving forward. So as of right now, I'm mostly observing. I keep wanting to correct people for being insensitive, but I keep going like, "Oh, never mind. I'll just let that. Nope, let's let it go." So as of right now, mostly just metabolizing the experience.
Regina, how about you? As the leader is listening to everything that's going on and the information, what's running through Georgina's thoughts?
I think Georgina's thinking about how to best divide and conquer the next few days. We're here for 3 days, at least in the hotel, in the inn. Ray and Georgina are going to be meeting with the innkeepers, I guess, to hang out with them. But like, how the best divide Ava, Abigail, and Sam in doing research. We're technically waiting to be called, but there's no harm in doing other things. Maybe getting Abigail. Abigail has training in the occult. Is it like to switch back? Georgina's like, Abigail, do you have ways of making additional protections, perhaps against?
There are several faiths that are excellent in exercising. It really depends on the nature of the creature. The faiths that are based in self-realization prove that the power of the self is stronger than the power of the supernatural. But the one faith that is excellent at cleansing and clearing anything that is even remotely, hate to say it, sinful, shall we say, would be Christianity, specifically the Catholic deviant. Believe it or not. I guess the question here is, do you want to destroy it or trap it first?
We're not quite sure still what we're necessarily dealing with. I don't know if trapping it is even on the table or destroying it in that manner. There might be some way to appease it. It might come down to, but for the time being, we need to make sure that we ourselves, although it seems that this strikes on the solstice, we should make sure that we ourselves are not going to fall prey to whatever this is.
How close are we to the solstice?
You're on the solstice. Yesterday, the 21st was the first of the solstice, and death. Yeah, and that was
And a death.
I forgot this was a murder movie, so like we're here when the murder is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we are not going to fall victim as we are the ones trying to save the
And
others.
just as you say that, I need
Lord.
everyone to roll me an awareness. Let's go with wits plus awareness.
Okay.
Question real quick.
Yes.
Before we do this, I have an edge called Thwart the Unnatural.
Mhm.
That means that I'm immune to supernatural abilities that would otherwise require a resistance test.
No, that does not affect you.
Perfect.
Does not affect this roll.
Cool.
Well,
Excellent.
Oh, sorry.
what?
Balloons!
It's Apple Television. I was trying to just hold up 2, so I wasn't taking up like screen time
Fantastic.
to articulate the
All right.
number into Apple.
It's an
Samantha got
awareness
2.
check.
So it's awareness plus your wits. Wits plus awareness roll.
Bless. I'm gonna be
Okay, so
witty.
I'm gonna roll a die 1 extra. I'm gonna roll and then see how
So
this.
Samantha got 2. Ava got 2.
I have 1 success so far, and I need to roll 1 die 1 more time.
All right, we got 2, 2, 2. Nice.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
Wait, we have a cycle going on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damn it,
All
Dodger.
right.
Nice.
I got a crit on one of my die.
Nice.
Nice.
So as you're
Showing
saying
off.
that, in mid-sentence, you're the only one that hears this. But you
Okay.
hear almost a woman partially scream, but is cut off in mid-scream. And you hear a thud because it's just outside your window on the ground. But Georgina's the only one that hears this. It's like a partial and it's a stop, and then thud.
Are we on the ground floor? Or are we...
No, you're on the second floor.
Fuck. Georgina just doesn't say anything, walks straight to the window, opens it, sticks her head out.
All you can see is because where you're at, you're close, as you're kind of looking around, one of the back doors is relatively close to you. It's kind of down over, and all you see is a hand laying on the ground as it almost as maybe a small puddle of blood starts to move.
Call 911. And Georgina's running down out the building.
With what?
There's a phone in the hotel. Aren't there like...
It's true. We have to. I'm just like me, 21st century. Me.
Oh, yeah.
We have cell phones in the hotel.
Gotta run downstairs to the desk.
So
Inconvenient
Georgina
yourself.
runs out the room. Right. What is
Yep.
everyone else doing?
I'm on her 6.
Go.
I'm also following
Tommy's working.
to go accomplish the directive of calling the 911. You know.
So as you're going down the stairs, Abigail stops at the front desk as Ava's looking as everyone just left her in the room.
Bye, Ava.
We'll come back to what Ava eventually does as everyone just left her. Abigail, you go to the front desk. No one's really at the front desk, but then eventually, as you kind of make some noise, a gentleman, Samuel, the maintenance guy, kind of comes out, and we'll talk to you in a moment. I'm going to get to that in a second. As the three of you run out to the back door and laying on the ground. Now, surprisingly, it's dark out, and it's, as you realize now, you've been talking in your room for a while. It's been almost like 2 or 3 hours as things have been like deciding and things like that. It's gotten dark. It's starting to get in that evening time. And as you look down, you see the female couple, Sophia, as you saw. You see that you get a better look at her. She's about a 30-year-old Hispanic female. She is laying on the ground. There's a cigarette, half smoked, laying just by one of her fingers on the ground is where. She is wearing a robe, and that's it. Clearly, she just came back from either a bath or something else, and she's enjoying a cigarette on the porch. Considering her husband and her were very lustfully, they may have gone upstairs for a little action, and then she came downstairs. But you also find that her facial expression is frozen in fear, and her eyes have deep flashes. And there's a puddle of blood forming, and she is clearly dead. What do you do? What is one's first expression?
I literally go, if there's an article tomorrow and my name's on it, I swear to Truman Capote, I will blow this fucking building up.
And
Priorities,
that
Ray.
is where we're going to end part 1
Oh, it's amazing.
of this game. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for watching us. We're going to go a quick round and say who we're at. we're kind of speeding things up a little bit on this time, but please, thank you so much, players. Since this is pre-recorded, as some of you might be wondering, like what? This is probably going to be in early 2025. There, I can talk. So when you're watching us, we have pre-recorded this a few weeks ahead of time, so some of our information may or may not be dated or outdated. But I will leave that to our wonderful players on where we can find you and all that. So in reverse order, Bridget, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing, and where can we find you?
Yeah, no, I am doing still excellent, fantastic. This was an amazing table to play with. I love the dynamics of the characters that we have in play, because you have like Chili to Nervous Wreck to like Fine, I'll be the leader to my career, and then Mom. It's like I love the balance. Yeah, so hi, my name is Bridget Jeffries. I am Chaosium Incorporated's community coordinator. So if you are looking to self-publish for Call of Cthulhu, RuneQuest, 7th Sea, or Pendragon, I am absolutely the girl you need to holler at. If you're looking to do organized play for one of those programs, I'm the girl you need to holler at. If you want to come to Chaosium Con, which if this lands January, February of 2025, is going to be happening April in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Hopefully not with the same serial killer running around in 2025. I'm the girl you need to holler at. So you can email me about any of those things at Bridget, that's a bridge that you walk across with 2 T's, at chaosium.com. And then I own Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts, which is a gaming company that focuses on, big surprise everybody, horror tabletop role-playing games. So if you want to connect me with that, hit me up at symphonyentertainment.com. That'll give you my CV, all of my socials, and all the sexy, fun ways that you can make contact with me.
Thank you so much for Bridget. Thank you so much for being here. I am so glad. And we've got part 2 coming, so I cannot wait for what's about to happen there. Thank you again.
Hey.
Dixie, thank you for being here. Yeah, right. How are you doing, and where can we find you?
Well, I'm doing great right now. Early 2025. I hope I'm still doing great. Anyway, you can find me anywhere on the internet. Actually, I am over on my own actual play channel, the Pocket Dragon Pub. We play a lot of different games there. We work with a lot of different gaming companies as well to put on different things. Roll for Wishes is something that we participate in, where we generate funds for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You can find me on other actual play channels as well, and you can find out where I am by following the Pocket Dragon Pub on socials at Pocket Dragon Pub, or following me at Vixie Bell on socials as well. I have no idea what I'll be doing in January just yet, but hopefully I will have a list by the time this airs. Yay! On my socials, of course.
Thank you so much, Vixie. It's great to have you. Again, I'm looking forward to part 2, and what possibly could happen to that seed with at a cost might be coming back.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yeah!
The moment you said eyes, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Tune in, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited you're here. How are you doing? Where can we find you?
I had a good time. Hello, it's me, Danny's Corner. Today I was Ava Reed, who doing her best, I guess.
Or the best. She's doing awesome.
Yay! You can find me pretty much everywhere at Danny's Corner on YouTube and Twitch, as well as on Twitter, but the ad is at Animated Pizza. Don't question why, but the name is still Danny's Corner, so it's still on brand. As well as on Instagram and Blue Sky. So I'm pretty much everywhere. You can find me. I post a lot of art. And when I'm not posting art, I'm doing streams, playing games, and sometimes drawing. When I'm not doing that, I'm doing TTRPG stuff because I love role-playing and making little weirdo characters because it's a good time. And yeah, if you saw me staring at the side of the screen instead of looking at my second monitor, trying to write down notes because I was not going to fit them on this little piece of page, no matter how hard I tried.
Awesome.
But yeah, Darby, you can take this notepad.
Thank you so much, Darby. Thank you for being here. Excited that you are here, and I cannot wait for what leadership round 2 goes on. What? How are you doing, and where can we find you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to dig into the mystery of this, and try and figure out what the details, the nitty-gritties of what's happening. You can find me online as Chaotic Darby I'm now making that transition over to Blue Sky, but I'm a TTRPG actual play performer, community manager, possum, game designer, and all-around menace on the web. Chaotic Darby is where you can find me in most places. So, yeah, check me out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We will. Artem, thank you for being here. It's always a great time. Good time. I can talk. Yeah, it's good. And how are you doing? And where can we find you?
Jay, you're right. This was a good time. This is a great time. It was fantastic. Jay, thank you for an excellent game. I love this table. I'm Artem. You can find me at Artem Directly. Like you can find Artem Directly on the Instagram. You can check out my podcast and YouTube show, Scary Movie in a Sandwich, where I pair a unique horror movie with a perfectly curated sandwich every week, and I get deep into the layers and the meanings of it. It's Scary Movie and a Sandwich, wherever horror and food entertainment is available. And also, you can catch me on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I'll be running an actual play of a little mouse adventure game called Mouse Ritter. So check me out there. So Mouse Ritter and Scary Movie and a Sandwich. And I've had a blast. Jay, thank you so much for having me. This is great. And this table is fantastic. Well done,
Yes,
everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Again, thank you, players. This has been a dream come true, getting you together and experiencing. Thank you for sharing the story. And today was just part one. We still have part two. And I have no doubt what interesting things will come about. Thank you, everyone. I am Jay, also known as Neopet3 on most of the socials. You can find me here at the Emporium for the Wayward Gamer, also at several of the conventions around, running Star Wars RPGs to Pathfinder, D&D, Call of Cthulhu. There's Aliens. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming around that I've been at. I've at several conventions all around. But again, Wednesdays here at the Emporium, we have Legends of the Natural Ones, and we will be later in 2025. We will be doing Star Wars RPG Edge of the Empire series. So look forward to that one coming out. We'll have more information when this comes out. Again, thank you, everyone. And generally, how I like to leave all my tabletop games and stream games is with the wonderful words of please be kind and don't be a jerk. And with that, we're going to say goodbye and see you next time. Take care.